What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Santana Podcast. My name is Rio Santana. Yes, JC Santana's son, co-director of this whole Santana movement that we got going on. Super excited to bring you guys the podcast. First one is on Halloween, so let's go. All right, guys, let's get right into it. We got some topics that you guys sent in. JC's going to go over the Ngannou Fury fight. We got Daniel Marcos fighting this Saturday in Brazil as well, too. And then we're going to answer some of the questions that you guys had over the weekend. So let's go.
Hello, this is JC Santana, and I want to welcome you to the first Santana Podcast. I'm super excited because we're working for the first time, my son and I, on a project that we are co-promoting, co-creating, co-directing, and I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of Rio. And we have run the gamut that all parents and kids run through. And to see him mature into a grown, responsible, productive man in this society is of great value to the community, value to society, and pride for me. So I want to start you off with that one. So the Santana Podcast is going to be very exciting. We're going to be talking about different things, not necessarily fitness, present issues in society, events, whether it's hockey or it's a fight or physiology, injuries, what's happening, why did this person get injured, how do we change that and reduce the likelihood of these injuries. So we're going to be talking about a wide spectrum of issues, and we hope that you really enjoy it. All right, so on this first one, of course, we just had the Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou fight, and you know how it is. If you go to the social media, everybody's going apeshit. Ngannou won. And, you know, we're all MMA fans, so we're obviously, number one, I always cheer for the underdog because I like to shake things up. So I was cheering, obviously, for Ngannou. But, you know, you got to give, although, look, I'll give you my opinion as we go along. But anyways, I was cheering for Ngannou. So, yeah, I can see why the bandwagon is. Ngannou won. I looked at the fight last night. I didn't score it, nothing. I didn't score it or anything. And I'm looking, and I'm going, have I seen this before? And the answer is absolutely, we have seen this before. We see this a lot. I've had my own fighters involved in these types of fights. You have one guy that connected through the most and connected the most, and you have another guy who more effectively connected. What do you want to give it to? What are you going to value? Are you going to value volume and points, or are you going to value effectiveness and damage? Okay, we have judges that value different things. So if you're valuing volume and touch, Fury wins it. If you value effectiveness, okay, Ngannou wins it because he has the harder punches, including, of course, the that knockdown in round number 3, and he had a pretty strong round number 8 as well. Everybody, you know, we have a picture of Tyson Fury connecting. Okay, a picture connecting with the elbow. When I first saw the picture, I'm going, damn, this should have been a foul. Then I saw the fight again yesterday. He threw a right hand, missed with the fist, and the elbow got him. But it's an unintentional foul. There's no way you're going to take a point from that. Okay, so what I thought with the picture is not what I saw on the film. So when you see the film, and I played it a couple of times, I'm going, I've seen this before. You know where I've seen it before? Larry Holmes throwing a left hook. Forgot the opponent, but threw a left hook, missed the left hook, and got him with an elbow and sliced the opponent up. No points, no nothing, because boom, this misses as the person's coming forward and the elbow follows, all right? So anyways, here's my opinion. Everybody's got, Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight of all times. No friggin' way, because he's 33-0. No friggin' way. Tyson Fury, I like this story. I like him as a person. He doesn't talk trash. He's not disrespectful. Okay, his story is insane. Ngannou's story, equally, if not more impressive. That's another reason why people were going for Ngannou. The fact that it's his first time and he does so well. So when you charge it up emotionally with the story, the fact that it's his debut with only really 3 months of serious boxing training, He was boxing training before he did MMA, so he's not a stranger to boxing. But serious boxing training, you're looking at 3 months of serious boxing training versus 20 years. So when you look at that, you go, wow. You add the story, you add the underdog, you add the 3 months, and of course, Ngannou looks like a friggin' prince. And maybe he is. I'm very happy. He wins. Ngannou won, okay? Maybe not the points score, certainly not the fight, okay? But he wins. In the popular opinion, he wins. His comeback from being in a mind, okay, and then trying to escape 11 times from his country, and finally getting to France and whatnot, he wins. The fact that he fought the UFC, nobody believed in him, and he does this, he wins. So Ngannou is the winner here. Fury, poor guy, not poor guy, but he's taking a lot of shit. And maybe some is deserved, maybe some is not. I think people are being a little bit too hard on him. But I'm going to tell you this. Fury is nowhere near the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think he's in the top 10. Okay? And neither is Wilder. These are two huge guys with a lot of reach and power, like Jake Paul has power. Jake Paul has power. Is he the best boxer? Is he the best boxer in history? No. Power doesn't make you a best boxer. It's your ability to compete against the best of their time. Survive, win most, lose some. And then what makes you the greatest of all time is for you to be able to transcend the sport. So you're hearing this? There is no way that Tyson Fury could have competed in the years of Larry Holmes, okay, middle Muhammad Ali, and even later Muhammad Ali. And then when Larry Holmes started to come in, Evander Holyfield, you still had a stack heavyweight. But especially in the Ali days, Ali went through some wars. Those people were going through some wars, okay? Different rules, 15 rounds. So the people who survived those days, to me, and look at Ali moving. Look at Ali throwing punches in transition. None of these guys have that. The ability to change direction. The ability to maul you with volume or hit you with one shot and knock you out. These guys don't have that. They're swinging wildly. They don't use angles. They look sloppy. Sorry, it is what it is. Okay? And I like Tyson Fury as a person. I think he's classy. I think he's nice and everything. But that's the truth, and that's what I think. So that's what I think about the fight. 95-94. I could see it even being a draw. I can see that. And I'm not too offended by the decision. I'm not too offended. People who are offended are emotionally invested. Okay? I'm not emotionally invested. I can look at it and say, this could have been a draw. And maybe 95-94 by a point in either direction. You might have not been happy, but you don't have a whole lot to fight about. That's my opinion. Pretty tight fight. Of course, your emotion and everything is Ngannou. I can understand that. But that's my take on the fight. And so we're going to go to the next topic. Hey, guys, you like this? Ding, ding, like, subscribe. There's more coming. And the next topic that we want to talk about is Daniel Marcos, my fighter. He left yesterday with Troy from MMA Science Academy down there with Roger Crawl. And he's doing fantastic. Another fantastic camp. This will be his third UFC event, being Contender. And then 2 more. Okay, this will be actually his 4th. His 3rd fight in the UFC. And if you add Contender series, this is his 4th UFC event. He has 2 knockouts. Okay. And then he has decision. Okay. So he went decision against Davey Grant. It was a tough one. I didn't like what he did in the 3rd round, and we harped on that. You never move and run in a 3rd round again thinking you have the lead, because look at the decisions you're seeing from judges. So he's had another perfect camp. He's perfect on weight. Left with Troy last night to Brazil, so he's in Brazil right now. Perfect weight. He was in the low 50s. He is as strong as he's ever been. He's fighting Victor Hugo, which is a late entry. We knew it was Victor, let's say 2 weeks ago, because his first opponent had an injury and had to bail out. So we got Victor Hugo, who's 24-4. Some experience. He's a submission guy. He has some knockouts, but the thing that we're going to really want to do is stay away from a takedown. And Daniel is pretty good on the floor. Actually, his base is a wrestler. But he's knocked out his people with knees and punches. So we're very hopeful. Victor Hugo comes off strong. He's a strong guy. Throws some bombs, but he's very linear. And one of the things we've been working on is taking lateral angles and attacking from lateral angles, not just take lateral angles and stopping. People don't understand when you take lateral movement and you stop and you let the opponent come in range, you're back in line. And the whole idea is to get off the line, but not get off the line, attack when you're off the line. Okay? So we've been working on that. If Daniel follows that strategy, attack from angles, stay off the line, and move, it is hard to take down a person who's moving laterally. Hard. Because you have to have them in your sights to drive forward. You can't drive on angles very well while they're moving. If we can do that, Hugo has a tendency to get a little tired. So I think into the second round, you will see Hugo get tired, and I think we can capitalize into that second round. So the first round, we have to be careful. Attack from angles, punish him, make him get frustrated. When you're frustrated, you're even try harder, and that wastes your gas tank even more. And we want to waste that gas tank because one thing that Danny has is a gas tank. Okay? He's not one of these natural guys like Marc Andre. They call him power bar. There's some guys who just naturally have this God-given gas tank. I was never that athlete. You know, I had to do a lot of work just to have good cardio. But I was never that incredibly gifted with in terms of gas tank. Marc Andre is. Marc Andre can be out of shape and he'll outlast most people. Daniel Marcos is not a natural anything. He's not naturally strong. He's not naturally powerful. He's not naturally fast. He's not naturally slow. He's just a good athlete. One thing that he does have naturally, which is the first thing that I noticed, said this guy is not an incredible anything. But what is he incredible at? How come he does damn well? Instincts. You know, like Strickland has this weird come forward, sometimes even spasmic way of blocking your shots, getting away from your shots, and it's instinctual in him. It's just he moves weird. He blocks things weird. He takes weird angles, but they work because it's instinctual for him. That it's natural for him. That's the way he moves. And then he practices his natural state, so he even gets better because he's not learning anything new. He's just taking his prowess, he's taking his strength, and he's just polishing it. And then polishing it with this style fighter, with that style fighter. So he sees a lot of different phases. Notice he spars every day, but he doesn't spar to kill every day. Yeah, he spars every day, but he doesn't spar to kill every day because if he did, he wouldn't have any brain cells left, which is a topic all of on its own, right? But anywho, Daniel Marcos has incredible instincts, and he does have great work ethic. And with that work ethic, we can give him a very good gas tank. With that work ethic, he has ability, so he can be very strong for his weight. So pound for pound, he's one of the strongest guys here. And we don't kill it on the strength. It just naturally comes. And technique, he's still learning. And instincts, that's his gift. So if we use all of that, I think Victor Hugo is going to have a very tough time with Daniel. And I'm looking for late second round. We're going to either get a finish or you're going to go, oh, okay, this is now taking a different turn. So I don't see it going the distance. Late second, early third. All right? And, of course, the last topic that we're going to cover in this podcast is Achilles tendon ruptures. And, I've witnessed 2 Achilles tendons in my entire life. One was in one of my training sessions 25 years ago. This person was a weekend warrior. Actually, he didn't even do sports. He was an executive, but he trained very, very hard. and he was in shape and didn't miss, and kind of on the heavy set, huge calves. And he had gone through his whole workout. We were finishing with some medicine ball throws, okay? And not for power, more for movement, more for movement. And when one of those rotational medicine ball throws, bam, we hear. And he goes, I'm all right. And he starts walking. And I'm behind him, and you can just see the lower leg. The foot and calf are not playing. It doesn't look normal. Something looks off. He had a little mid-ankle sock, so something looked off. And every time he planted his foot, the thing went. I'm going, oh, God, what is this? Full Achilles rupture. And I did a lot of research then. This was in 1995, 96. So then I did a lot of research on it and talked to a lot of doctors. And back then, they really didn't know what caused Achilles tendons. And if you don't know what causes Achilles tendons, then you don't know how to prevent them, because you don't know what the mechanism of action for the injury is and how to fortify that mechanism so the chances for injury are reduced. And I talked to one of the doctors. This is almost, almost 30 years ago, 27 years ago. And the doctor said there's some pathology that we can see in many of these ruptured tendons, meaning there's already some precursors, some anatomical things, structural things that we can see, that more and more we're looking at these and they appear in Achilles tendons that have been ruptured. So basically something is already wrong with the tendon, okay? So there's nothing. I said, could we have done anything better? He goes, nope. We don't know what causes them. We don't know when they're going. We know that it's an acceleration, deceleration mechanism. It's a sudden loading. Obviously, when something breaks, anything breaks, a bridge or a tendon, it's because it's got more load than the structure can take. Period. End of story. Well, how come this load during the entire game, or this same load, didn't break the tendon, for 40 minutes during the workout, and now less load breaks the tendon? He goes, don't know. So I looked at to see if I could find some literature review. And yes, I have. I found a literature review as late as 2020. And I'm just going to read some basic stuff here that you'll see, okay? He goes, they go, Achilles tendons ruptures mainly occur during sports activities, and their incidence has increased over the last few decades. Why? Because more people are active. There's more people on the planet. More people are doing sports. The baby boomers are now 60, 70 years old. And we come from the baby boomers come from an abundance, everything's good society. We were very active in high school. We were very active in junior high. We came from that activity. Presidential Physical Fitness Award, all of us came from that. And we want to be active when we're 60 and 70, when we're 50. We want to play tennis. We want to play pickleball. We want to bowl. We want to run. Some of us have waited 50 years to do a marathon. So, of course, more people engaged in activities, more people engaged in activities that are not prepared to engage in the activities. And of course, you're going to see more injuries. We see more injuries, even in Pilates. We've seen a threefold injury. Does that mean that Pilates is dangerous? No, Pilates is not necessarily dangerous, but misapplying or bad progressions in Pilates can certainly be dangerous. In yoga, I'm sorry, not Pilates, yoga. Yoga has seen a 3 increase in injury. Why? More people participating. More people that have never done anything trying to become yogis, trying to become Gumby. So of course you're going to have more injuries. Does that mean that yoga is dangerous? No, the essence of yoga is to capture your breath, to be in the moment. And you can be in lotus, with your legs crossed just like that. All right? Or you can be in a downward dog, or you can be in a cobra. The whole thing is find your breath, but that's not how it's taught. I've been to yoga sessions, 3 or 4, to the point where I don't want to go to another yoga ever in my life, because it's diarrhea of the mouth and over-instructing. They're going so fast. And stand direct, both feet 45 degrees. The forward foot should be 3 feet from the forward foot. Face forward, raise your right hand, and they're spitting. And I'm going, wait a minute, where are my feet again? And then stretch, and then hold. And I came here to relax. Now I'm pissed. You know, you've got me all agitated. I came here to find my breath and relax. And in all classes, I have grabbed my stuff, gone to the side, gotten into a nice deep position, whatever position I wanted, and relaxed. Okay, so that's my experience with yoga. It's the same thing with Achilles tendon. We don't know what's happening. Why? Because more people are participating in sports. More people are participating in sports without preparation. So take something like walking. Okay, so you're out of shape, and I invite you to the gym. You go, Carlos, I'm really embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, JC, to go to your gym. Why don't you let me start a walking program, jogging program? And I tell you, you're not prepared to walk or jog. Come to my gym so you can prepare to walk and jog. It's like, what do you mean? You've been sitting for 30 years. Your hip flexors are short. Your hamstrings are short. And now you want to go upright and start walking and ambulating, stretching the short hip flexors, requiring your hamstrings to be eccentric, which they haven't been in 30 years. And you think, you know, oh, by the way, your Achilles tendon, they haven't seen anything, and you want to jog? No. Come to the gym. Let me get you functional so you can do this functional activity. That's not the way it's taught. So they say here, it's gone up in the last few decades due to participation. Achilles tendons tears necessitate a prolonged recovery. So if you mess them up, you're going to be injured for a while because partial tears are rare. Usually it's full rupture. And that means that they got to pull all your soleus and gastroc tendon, which is the Achilles, go all the way down to the to your bone, the heel bone, and screw it in there. And then you got to wait for that graft to catch and all that good stuff. Long time, you're looking at months. Treatment options include conservative treatment and surgical repair. There is no consensus on which is the best treatment for Achilles tendons. And their management is controversial. In other words, how to manage and how to rehab them. Controversial. Limited science evidence is available for optimizing rehabilitation regimens and, of course, the recovery. Furthermore, there are no universally accepted outcomes regarding the return to play. So there's not enough research to say what's good, how to do it, how long. None. And this is 2020. I don't think we've come across to improve a whole lot in 3 years. Therefore, the aim of this narrative review is to give you insight into the mechanism of injury. Now, when you go to the mechanism of injury, one of the things, degenerative changes. What did that doctor tell me in 1995? We have seen things in the tendons that are common to all tears. Things, degenerative changes, okay? Collagen orientation. Cellular type of formation. All of that, we're seeing that these things in ruptured tendons start appearing. So there are things that kind of predispose the tendon. Hey guys, you like this? Ding, ding, like, subscribe. There's more coming. What do you say? Oh, all of them were fraying. So fraying of rope, you got to see it. When you fray it, and you can't put a whole lot of load. How do you see a frayed tendon? You don't. So it's like all of a sudden you find out, right? A reduction in the number of diameter fibers of collagen. So basically you're reducing the amount of collagen, which is that hard, that pliable, very healthy cell in bones, in ligaments, in skin. This is what keeps the skin nice and tight and rightly pliable instead of saggy and dry, right? Collagen, the reduction in collagen and fiber types and fiber diameter. A reduction in the number of diameter of type 1 collagen. And in addition, there are several other factors that would play a role in the pathogenesis of Achilles tendon, including gastroc soleus dysfunction. So if your gastroc and your soleus are not firing in a synchronous manner, you might have an irregular pull on that. Okay, so suboptimally conditioned muscular tendon unit. So basically decondition where the muscle meets the tendon. Basically deconditioned lower leg, deconditioned triceps surae, which is your posterior tib, your soleus, and your gastroc, the three muscles that attach. All right? So if you're not conditioned, boom. Age, gender, changes in training patterns, poor technique, previous injuries, footwear, poor tendon vascularity, and various pathological conditions such as infectious disease, neurological conditions, hyperthyroid, renal insufficiencies, diabetes, atherosclerosis, blah, for friggin' blah. All right. You want to see what causes? What are the risk factors? Too many, too confusing. Okay, so at the end of the day, what do we do? Listen, the only thing that's in your control is to have good progressive training. That takes care of everything that is structural that you have control of. All right, live a good life, meaning don't do anything that allows infection and allows atrophy and allows some kind of eating away of tissues. All right, meaning you got to eat good foods, take supplementation. All right, get your vitamins in there, get omega-3s and glutathione and high levels of C if you can do it. Get IVs. This is where I'm going to. There's a lot of things. There's stem cells. There's peptides. There's a lot of things that you can do to improve your health and improve all these conditions, all right, to the best of your ability. And know that no matter what you do, you're not going to cover all the bases. You too could be a victim of an Achilles tendon. So the only thing that you can do is do the best you can. Your training has to be on point. Progressive, functional, specific. Not abusive. Not abusive. All right? We have videos on YouTube. Strength training is killing people. We are abusing the body. We're doing dumb ass shit we shouldn't be doing for the purpose of improving performance. And some of these things are causing exactly these issues. All right? There's no need to deadlift 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds. There's no need to squat that. The best athletes in the world don't have absolute strength in the gym. The best ones. So why should a mediocre guy, okay, have that? No, get enough strength to support your practice. Because at the end of the day, successful athletic performance relies on one thing and one thing only: position. If you're in the wrong position, you're dead. If you're in the wrong position in judo, you're going to get thrown very easily. You're going to fly. If you're in the wrong position during an acceleration and deceleration, you can blow an ACL or you can blow an Achilles. If you're in the wrong position when you're receiving a ball, it's going to get intercepted or at least batted away. Okay? If you're in the wrong position when you're batting, you're going to get struck out. Okay? What else? If you're in the wrong position in MMA, you're going to get knocked out. If you're in the wrong position, you're going to get your arm broken. Position, position, position. If you're in the right position, you're almost impossible to get to. Why? Because impossible to get to is the right position, right? So learning the sport, synchronizing, coordination, timing, visual chunking is the name of the game to being in good position. And being in good position not only will relieve or reduce the likelihood of Achilles tendon, it also will reduce the likelihood of any injury and any detrimental sports position. Meaning you won't get hit, meaning you won't get knocked out, meaning you won't get cut, meaning you won't get tackled if you're in the right position. All right? So position is the name of the game, and you can only get that through practice. Now, from a strength and conditioning perspective, I'll be more than happy to give you the movement pattern strength, so when you practice the technique, you get more out of it. And I'll be more than happy to give you the gas tank, so now you can practice for an hour solid at a very high intensity and at a very high quality. That is the job of the strength and conditioning professional. It's not to get you to be as strong as possible. No, it may be possible that you could deadlift 400 pounds. It's not necessary. So I don't care what is possible. I care what is needed. What is needed. And I want to give you the minimum amount needed to do the maximal job. So I want a low risk training, low risk, low resource, high return. I want to invest a nickel and get $1 back all day. I will invest 1,000,000 nickels. Man, I don't have to tell you what's going to happen. Okay, I don't want to invest $1 million to get $1 million back. No, I want to invest 1,000,000 nickels. And then if it's got $1 return on each nickel, that's the one I want. So if I can get everything done with a 200-pound deadlift that I can get with a 400-pound deadlift, and then I'm going to be in position where I never need a 400, I never need a 300, I barely will need a 200, then that's what I want to do. and I want to give you, my athlete, the strength of the patterns of force generation. The patterns of force generation. Not the skill, the patterns of the skill, okay, which looks basically like an ugly skill loaded. All right? I want to do that so when you're coach and you're practicing, coach teaches you, and you're practicing that skill, it's coming across the body. Says, I know how to generate force. I know how to generate speed. Got it. I do this all the time. Just move the arm the way the coach is telling you. But all this core and all this stepping and all the foot position, I do this all the time. You just have to pay attention to the elbow and the wrist. Got it? Okay? I want to give you that, and then I want to give you gas. And not gas for 2 hours, not gas for 3 hours, gas for an hour. And practice high intensity, game speed, game quality for 45 minutes. 3 times a week, and recover the rest. So you don't need cold plunges. You don't need steroids. You don't need all of that. If you want to do some of that for enhancement, perfect. You can do it, but you don't need it. Because people want to abuse the body and they go, okay, I'll do 1 cold plunge. No, let's abuse it more. Well, let's do 2 cold plunges. You know, that's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. So that's our sense of this particular injury, which is a mysterious injury. Wow, it's mysterious. And not much has changed since 1995. We still don't know shit about it. Okay? And the same thing true then is true now. Progressive training, good lifestyle, good nutrition, anything in your body that can help restore and recover all of this, okay? And go this way, because you could be next. Genetics, you could be next, okay? There's nothing we can do. Train well, live well, and the left is up to destiny. All right, so I'm sorry that I can't give you a more definitive answer, but that's the truth, and we're here to talk about the truth. All right? So, what else are we going to talk about in future shows? Well, hey guys, you like this? Ding, ding, like, subscribe. There's more coming. Some things that are of the political, social realm, and maybe even touch on some current events that are going on that are very, very controversial. Yes, I want to give you my opinion, but no, it's just my opinion. And I certainly don't want to alienate anybody that's willing to converse and that's willing to communicate, because I think at the end of the day, we don't have anybody talking, man. We don't have anybody talking. If you don't agree with what I think you're evil. That seems to be the way society is going, and we got to stop that shit. Because if not, we're going to destroy this whole fucking thing. And we don't want that. So we have to have the ability to sit down, talk without getting all charged up, you know, and get your butt hurt. Okay? And that means we got to toughen up a little bit. We got to toughen up a little bit. And we got to take this generation that's now in college and maybe slap them upside the head and maybe disintegrate the colleges. Because I think what's being taught at the university level sometimes now is just insane. Just like what's being taught at elementary school. It's insane. School is for writing, reading, arithmetic. Shit, you want to go geography? You want to go the sciences? By all means. But you don't have to start teaching my kid things that I should be teaching them across the dinner table. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. All right? And same thing in college. So anyways, that's what's coming up on future episodes. Let us know if you like the lighting. Let us know, because this is a new thing for us. Let us know if you like it brighter, darker, what topics. We're going to be asking you for topics. And it's not going to be live anymore. Okay? It's going to be you taking the time, if you're interested in what we got to say, taking the time and typing up a small question. Shit, with AI these days, or with, you know, Siri, you can voice it into your phone and send it in, okay? So please, let's not get intellectually lazy, all right? Let's stay sharp, stay open, communicate, and we're gonna all be better for it. All right, guys, if you like this, you know what to do. Hit the bell, like, boom, send suggestions in, all right? We wanna hear from you, so get involved. Let us know what's happening.